Hello, everyone, and welcome in. Today is Sunday, July 30th, and I'll be doing your single card pull to see what messages are coming through from Spirit, God, the Divine for you for today. If you haven't checked it out, yesterday I posted all of the individual sign readings for what to expect or what to think about as we enter into the beginning of August, since that's coming up pretty quick here. So definitely go ahead and check those out too if you want a little bit more in-depth reading as to what energies are coming through for you. For today, let's start out with our fire signs and see what's coming through for Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. What all messages do you need to know for today? The Strength card. So there may be some challenges that are coming your way today, or maybe you're being called upon to be strong for somebody else, but that's just kind of that, steadfast, grounded, knowledgeable. So whether that's being emotionally strong or intellectually, there may be some challenges that require you to just stay on your course and not let yourself get derailed. Let's see what soul journey cards come out for you. Let's see. Acceptance. I'm learning to accept the things that I cannot change. So it could be that this strength card is associated with being in more of that mental space or that soul space of understanding that at some point it may be a matter of if you're accepting that there's things that you can't change. Maybe there's a situation out there, whether it's work, family, relationship, that you can't change. And so it does take strength to sometimes have to close a chapter or release things and say, I can't change it anymore. So only you'll be able to tell what that strength card really means. Is it being strong and saying, okay, I can't change it, but I'm okay with that? Or saying, I can't change it, and this is kind of a deal breaker. This is something that's pulling me off my path and not letting me live my true self. So sometimes it's the strength that's needed to end unhealthy or unhelpful cycles for you. So your sacred creator, feed your artist. So if this is coming through from a job perspective, maybe there's something more artistic, more kind of that heart-driven that's trying to come through, and it's calling on you maybe to turn your back on something that's a little bit more logical, structured type of a job. Let's see, the one that, actually there were two of these together. Love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. And honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. So with both of those together, the love yourself first, that's kind of that sense of, we've been talking a lot about North Node shifting into Aries, but really making sure that you are taking care of yourself. It's easy sometimes to say, oh, nope, the right thing to do is take care of everybody else around me, and I need to make sure everybody's good. And sometimes, sometimes that could actually, when taken too far, can be more of like a trauma response of having maybe a tumultuous childhood where it's like, oh, I don't want to see anybody fighting. I have to make sure everybody else is good. I have to make sure everybody else is good, but you're not good. So I know we talked about that before, that whole exercise of, finding a picture of you from when you were little and keeping that out as a reminder that someone needs to be fighting for that person too. So make sure that that you are loving yourself, taking care of yourself, so that way you're in a more, energized or revitalized position to be able to help support and take care of those around you too. So some of that is that acceptance of realizing that it can't always be about taking care of everybody else. It also has to be about taking care of you. So that is the message coming through for our fire signs. Let's take a look at our earth signs, which is going to be our Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and what message is coming through for you for today. The Tower. And that, usually is one of the more feared cards in the tarot deck, is that Tower card, because that's sudden, unexpected changes, unexpected endings. Usually it's associated with like these major losses within your life, kind of changing, your sense of security or happiness. But this is something that's necessary sometimes in order to clear out some of that, I'll call it heavy energy, stagnant energy, things that just aren't working for you. And if you are in a situation where, you're maybe on the verge of that with the Tower, either that's coming, or this could also be the push from the universe to say, let this happen. If you've been holding on too tight to something, kind of holding on for dear life, no, this can't change, things can't change. It could be that the message that's coming through for you is let it change, let it fall apart, have faith and trust in the divine that something better is coming along in the wake of this. So keep an eye out for that. And, depending on what your situation is, it could be something major, it could be something, minor. Usually the Tower is not minor, but not necessarily like, oh, you're losing your job today, or, oh, your relationship is ending today. But it could be endings, even if it's something mentally for you, saying, okay, this stage, this phase, this thought process, this approach needs to be done, and it's ending for me. So let's see what's coming out on your soul journey card. Peace. I am a being of love, and I release all negative energy, which is wonderful coming with the Tower, because sometimes it's easy to get kind of stuck in those cycles of, I'm doing this because this is just what I do. And especially with all of these planets in retrograde right now, that's a really big energetic push to say, go within, and what are the negative patterns, negative attachments that are keeping me from growing, keeping me from moving along my journey? What is not serving me that needs to be transformed? So like Pluto in retrograde, Pluto's kind of the destroyer type of energy, and that's pushing you into that space of what needs to be transformed. And even Saturn in retrograde is about, what are my goals? What should I be investing my energy in? And some of it with the Tower is, let certain things crumble that are maybe pulling too much of my energy, but not contributing to my happiness, my growth, my journey, and have that peace, I am a being of love, and I release all this negative energy, and I'm just kind of saying, I can't keep pouring energy into these negative situations that aren't feeding me. All right, so your Sacred Creator card is bliss is worth creating. It says from, crossed out, for, from. So that's an interesting card the way. I don't know if you can see that very well. But yeah, bliss is worth creating. And some of that is a matter of, if there's situations that are making you unhappy, then you're being called upon to take that bold step and change the situation to create that blissful, happy place for you in your life. Let's take a look at your romance card. Unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. So if we're putting all of these together, if this is all the same message coming out, it would appear that what could be coming is from a relationship standpoint. Now, this isn't going to resonate with everybody, but if this is resonating with you, then this might be a time to really take a look at this. That if it's a situation where you feel like you're not getting the love, getting the energy. A loving relationship should have relatively balanced energetic flow between the two people and energy giving. Obviously, in some phases of life, one partner needs more love and energy and attention than the other, but it's a pendulum. It should swing back and forth. And if it's constantly going in one direction, it's just an imbalanced relationship. It's just unrequited love, and that's something that needs to end for your sake if you're on the overly giving end or you're not feeling like you're getting much back energetically. But it also has that sense of peace that you're a being of love, you deserve love, and if that's not what you're getting, if that's not what you're feeling in your relationship, kind of time to release it, time to create this bliss and let go of your negative energy and see what comes next for you in life. All right, let's look at our water signs. So that's going to be our Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and see what message is coming through for you for today. All right, the Magician. So again, this card is one about transforming some of those heavy energies, and maybe there's tough and challenging situations that you've been dealing with in some aspect, and you're being called upon to tap into that higher self and work on transforming those energies. All right. Envy. I'm the same as everybody, but with different challenges. So it could be that this is the energy you're being called upon to transform, because definitely that energy of envy is kind of that low vibe energy that's just going to pull you down. So if that is something where you're looking around like, oh, why does that person get this? Or, oh, I wish I had what this person has. That's the energy that you're being called upon to transform right now. And as always, if that's something that you're seeing online, the slippery slope of social media, people usually are posting best foot forward. So making sure you don't get sucked down that rabbit hole of thinking, oh, everybody else's life or whatever, home, vacations, they're so much better than mine. But that's that energy that you're being asked to transform, is that envy. Your sacred creator is welcome the divine masculine. And that can be kind of one of two things. Either that's your own masculine energy within. So that would be more of kind of the, grounded, logical headspace energy as opposed to heart-led energy. So either welcoming that in if you've been, and if you pair it up with this envy card, that could be some of that calling on your more logical energy of, no. I know my immediate response is, oh, I wish I had that, but then kind of letting your logical brain take over a little bit more and say, you know what, that's not as good as it seems. Kind of the grass is always greener on the other side. But kind of pulling you into a logical space instead of that heart space to kind of help balance some of that out. Or depending on your situation, it could be if you're a twin flame in separation, or you're a twin flame and you're looking to connect more strongly with your divine masculine. That card could also be pointing to that. Let's take a look at the romance card. Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in the present moments. So if you are a twin and you're watching this, some of it with this forgiving and learning and about healing old wounds, a lot of the twin flame journey is about, if you're not in union, it's about healing these old wounds and growing and balancing your energy. So that could be the message there, is in order to kind of usher in that that union or closer connection with your divine masculine, since a lot of times it would be divine feminine watching the videos, that you're being called upon to forgive and heal some of those wounds that you might have. All right, last but not least, on to our air signs to see what message is coming through. And this is going to be for our Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And let's see what Spirit wants you to know for today. Justice. And so the Justice card, this is, about harmony and balance and kind of equality and things like that. So if there's a situation that has been imbalanced, you're being called upon to look to figure out how to balance it. If you've tried to and you feel like you can't, then that's kind of that sense of balance is coming, justice is coming for you. So have faith in that. All right, let's take a look at our Soul Journey card. Imagination. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. And I feel like now is definitely a wonderful time for that. So the Lionsgate portal is open, and it's going to peak on August 8th, but it's already open. So this is the kind of great time, probably one of the better times during the year to work on your manifesting and what is it that you want to accomplish, what are you trying to draw into your life, and some of that using your imagination and creativity. Where do you want to go? How do you want to get there? All right, let's take a look at our Sacred Creator card and see what comes up for you. Celebrate your wins. And that goes really well with the whole idea of manifesting, is making sure that you are sitting in a place of gratitude. So whatever the wins are, even if it's something that seems small, even if you're really struggling, maybe some days, maybe the win is, you know what, I got myself out of bed and ate breakfast. Some days, depending on what your life situation is, that could be a big win. Celebrate it. Maybe you accomplish something monumental, like, oh my gosh, I finished writing my book that I wanted to write, or I landed a big new account, or I celebrated an anniversary with a loved one, or, I helped my kid learn how to ride a bike. So regardless of what it is, and sometimes, like I said, and maybe some of your wins are, I didn't get drawn into an argument with, my parents or a sibling or, or my partner, something like that. So whatever it is, if you can kind of write down some of your gratitudes at the end of the day, it really does help. I like doing that. I started kind of a different journaling process, but it's a great way to end the day, like right before you're going to sleep, is journaling and including, I'm grateful for, and some of the days, something as small as I'm grateful for a warm bed. I'm grateful for, seeing my daughter smile today, like things like that, because it just kind of puts you in that mind frame of gratitude as you're getting ready to fall asleep. And that's it's putting that into your subconscious right before the end of the day. So, all right. And let's see what is coming out in your romance card. Retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. So this could be seen in a couple of different ways. I would say, since it's both of them together, that's kind of that call for you and your partner together to step back, and maybe you've been getting bogged down with the everyday details of life, and that's creating some stress or, friction points, and just kind of retreat together and just spend some time together, pull away from the rest of the world, and let yourself recharge. So as always, take only what resonates from this reading, and hopefully you found something that struck a chord with you or gives you something to think about for Sunday as you wrap up your weekend. And as always, I wish you peace and joy along your journey, and check out those individual sign reading videos if that's something that's of interest to you. Otherwise, we'll see you next time. Thanks.